Well, here we go. I got a bit of a preview for you guys. It's going to be a big week. It's the start of earnings season, Q1 earnings season. I know it only seems like a few weeks ago since Q4, but Q4 and Q1 come quite close together. And yeah, here we go. It's going to be a really busy one. First of all, fear and greed. Obviously, fear really started to take over the market last week, as we talked about. I do think that this could potentially be now a bounce back week for the market, as long as some of these earnings are strong and certain countries start behaving each other. What I think will be an obvious thing that might start happening is I believe that as long as earnings are strong, we'll see a lot of companies like gap up what they lost in the last week. So we'll see if it happens. That's my feeling around this week, but anything can happen in the stock market. But let's start with the US earnings. So Monday, there's not much that I'm really interested in. On Tuesday is where it does start to get really interesting. Probably the most talked about stock on the stock market is going to be reporting on Tuesday. And yeah, I mean, Tesla down at 52-week close pretty much right now. Now, looking at the earnings have been downgraded massively in the last month. And since I last talked about Tesla, they've been downgraded once again. So even though if Tesla comes in with a beat on these earnings, it's because analysts lowered the bar so much for them. Realistically, I think we're going to have a bad earnings. The question is, how bad is it going to be? If it's bad, the stock might go up. And the reason why is because a lot of it's priced in. For it to go down, it has to be really bad. So we'll see what happens with Tesla. If it's really bad, we might see Tesla go lower. If it's bad, we still might see the stock go up because it's that much is priced in now. I mean, look at the EPS. The EPS is forecast now to go from 0.85 to 0.51 this quarter. The EPS has fallen off a cliff massively. It's nearly another half a drop in the EPS. Now, the crazy thing is that when you look at the EPS for the rest of the year, it's not as much of a drop off. By the way, I think literally last time I talked about Tesla, the average estimate for the EPS this year was actually 277. Literally like 1 week ago. So that's obviously had another downgrade once again. So yeah, there's some sort of improvement forecast here with Tesla. I think that'll get downgraded by the end of the year. And there's actually no growth figures on the percentage basis, but the revenue slowdown is there, and obviously next quarter as well, 1% growth. So yeah, we'll see what happens with Tesla. I think there's a lot of negativity priced in now. I think the only way it's going to go down is if the earnings are very bad. So we'll see what happens there. Visa going to report. I own Visa. It'd be good to just get some number from Visa and what they're seeing cross-border. Enphase, that's a volatile one. A few people have started buying, bottom dipping on that one, but we'll see if it is the bottom, because it's another very high interest rate sensitive company that's been really hurt at the moment. So things could easily get a lot worse there, but I mean that's already dropped a ton, so that'll be one that moves a lot. So yeah, Tuesday's there. We've got PepsiCo as well. I know some of you guys like PepsiCo, Spotify as well. And obviously these are the most anticipated ones, so these are other companies that will be reporting this week. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Wednesday, Boeing. I mean, they're a mess at the moment, so I wouldn't expect too much from Boeing. Meta on the close on Wednesday, the big one, Meta. This is around about my 5th largest position in the portfolio. So yeah, this is a big one for me. Obviously, absolutely smashing this year, 125%. But I was looking at the numbers. Look how impressive these numbers are. So year ago EPS from $2.02 up to $4.31. That's insane. It's nearly double up on the EPS. Revenue side of it, 26% revenue growth. How good is that? I mean, realistically, I don't actually know on a forward PE. It's it's currently 23 forward times earnings. That's not bad at all for a company doing these numbers. I think Tesla is primed to beat these numbers, as well as we've seen people going back to Instagram. They've really brought on the reels. So a lot of people using that instead of TikTok. TikTok's losing a bit of its element a little bit now at the moment. They're monetizing it a lot better as well. So yeah, I think Meta's back on its A game. So I would expect them to even maybe beat these numbers. And if it does these numbers, I think for 20 whatever it was times earnings forward stock, yeah, it's not bad at all. That's why a lot of people ask me, like, even though you're up 130%, 180% on both accounts on Meta, are you ever going to sell any of the stock? And I have no plans to at the moment, because I still think the stock's not bad valuation. The numbers are doing it really good, and it's a high quality business. Instagram's probably going to be around, Facebook's going to be around for many years. And even when competition comes along, Snapchat, TikTok, Mark Zuckerberg is, I guess, he doesn't get the credit for the, how good of a CEO he is. So yeah, that could be forever hold. IBM, Ford, AAA, ServiceNow, that's quite a volatile one as well. That's going to be reporting earnings Thursday. Royal Caribbean, we'll see what they're seeing with the likes of travel. Altria, Caterpillar, obviously construction related. Bristol Myers Squibb, Roku, Snapchat, that's another volatile one right there. As well as that, Meta's probably going to move Google stock as well, by the way. We've got Intel, and then we have Google, so that's tied fifth with Meta. That's another big one for me. So we'll see what's going on there. Market hasn't been that impressed with Google's earnings in the last kind of couple of quarters. However, it's then recovered its earnings and then gone higher. So we'll see if we see the same thing again. Cloud's going to be important there. So with Microsoft, Cloud's going to be important there. I own Microsoft as well. So we are starting to get the bigger names this week. And then as the weeks go on, we'll start getting some of the smaller names like, Hims and DraftKings and all that. But yeah, definitely 4 big ones there that I'm really massively interested in there. On the UK side of it, there's still a lot of companies that report on the UK side of it. They probably will expect some trading updates as well. But Mobico should bring out the full year accounts. If they don't, that's absolutely worrying if they're delayed once again. But as far as I'm aware, they are scheduled. By the time you've seen this video, they're probably scheduled. So I'll be interested to see what they're seeing on the recovery from a profitability point of view. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see what's going on there. We've got Taylor Wimpey that are going to be bringing Associated British Foods. Taylor Wimpey will be really good for the house market. I mean, it says Alphawave IP here. I actually think, that obviously they brought the trading update the other day, so I don't know if they're bringing out the full year accounts actually. But yeah, obviously I've sold out that position now. And then on Wednesday, Warpaint is an interesting one. I'd love to buy that one, and I keep thinking I should just buy it. They're absolutely smashing it at the moment. We've got some Lloyds that are going to report in. Thursday, we'll get some more data from the UK housing market with the likes of Persimmon, for example. Barclays are going to be reporting. WPP will be interesting with the likes of S4 Capital. We'll get some numbers there if we're seeing any sort of recovery in that marketing space. WH Smith, Unilever. So I think a lot of UK investors, you'll have at least something that's reporting. Argo Blockchain, London Stock, there's a lot reporting on this week on the UK side of it. And a few more on the Friday anyway as well. So yeah, it's starting to get really into the peak now of earnings season. There's a lot of stocks that are reporting. I'm sure you probably own one that are reporting this week, and there's probably a lot of stocks that you don't own that you'll be interested in seeing that are going to report this week. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this week. I'm going to have a lot of things to talk about. It's probably going to be one of those weeks where I'll have too much to talk about. I'll probably be cramming 3 or 4 stocks into every video to talk to you guys about. But yeah, let's see what happens. Obviously, I'm thinking that we'll have a bit of a rebound week, but you never know in the stock market. Anything can happen anyway. So hope you enjoyed the preview, guys. See you in a bit.